Good morning everybody. In case you don't know me already, I'm Mr Gray and I'm the Head of Media Studies across both academies. I'm hoping that you'll find my assembly today to be quite thought-provoking. Now what you probably don't know is that February every year is LGBT History Month, which means lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender. Now this is a month which celebrates people's differences and also draws attention to and allows us to reflect on equality and issues faced by the gay community. I'd like to therefore use today's assembly as an opportunity to get things straight about homophobic bullying and homophobic language. But first of all, some information for you. Did you know that being gay was actually illegal in the UK until the 1960s? But following many developments and changes in attitude, including the Equality Act in 2010, it is now illegal to treat people differently because of their sexuality. Homophobia is a crime. The British values that our academy stand by are that we should be tolerant and respectful of everybody in our school and our community. This includes no homophobic bullying or homophobic language, whether intentional or not. But what is homophobic bullying? Well, every child in every school has the right to learn free from the fear of bullying, whatever form that bullying may take. Homophobic bullying occurs when the bullying is motivated by prejudice against lesbian, gay, bisexual or transgender people. In terms of who experiences homophobic bullying, it could be young people who are LGBT, it could be young people who are thought to be LGBT, it could just be young people who are different in some kind of way. They may not act like other boys or other girls, even if they're not LGBT. And it may be young people who have gay friends or family or their parents or carers are gay. Who commits homophobic bullying? Anyone. Especially if they've not been told that it's wrong. Or perhaps they think that LGBT people should be bullied because they believe that somehow being gay is wrong. People who might be gay themselves and are angry about that might bully others. People who think that boys should act like boys and girls should act like girls. People who think that gay people shouldn't have the same rights as heterosexual people and use this as a justification for bullying. And people who think that gay parenting is wrong and that people should be treated differently because of it. However, have you ever thought about the language you use and how it might, intentionally or not, upset or offend someone?
Puff, fag, rugmuncher,
bender,
gay boy, leather,
batty boy,
bummer,
dyke. These words hit me.
fag,
Dyke,
batty boy.
bummer.
I get called names all the time, especially in the changing rooms.
The others are always saying, "That's so gay," or "You're so gay."
People call me gay every day and say, "Don't come near me, queer."
They hit me like fists.
Everyone looks at me. They push me in the corridors, and the teachers just turn a blind eye.
We were told by a teacher that if a boy came out as gay, it would have to be reported, so I was too scared to come out to anyone.
We're told gay people will go to hell because the Bible condemns it. It's just horrid. It makes you want to go and cry.
I was not aware of my sexuality at the time. Girls called me lesbian and bullied me and made me depressed and suicidal.
They tear me apart.
I've been verbally assaulted, punched and had scissors thrown at me.
I really couldn't take it anymore. I had to be taken from my lessons because it got so bad.
I was beaten up and unable to walk for nearly a year.
I've been stabbed because of my sexuality.
Once a girl in my year pulled a knife on me and said all dykes should be shot.
Homophobic bullying in schools has to stop.
I knew 4 really great teachers that helped me. The school librarian was amazing and I owe her a lot.
I can speak.
Our school has a strong anti-discrimination policy for all minorities. We're all aware of this, and so hardly any bullying occurs.
I can learn.
Our school had a staff training day on how to deal with anti-gay bullying, and we had assemblies all about homophobia. It was brilliant.
I can be me.
How many times have you used or heard the word gay being used as to mean something that's rubbish or not good? Think about how offensive and hurtful that this might be to somebody who is growing up trying to come to terms with their sexuality, which is 1 in 10 young people today, being told that the word they might use to define themselves also means rubbish. Did you know 95% of secondary school teachers have heard phrases such as "you're so gay" and "that's so gay" in their schools? 8 in 10 secondary school teachers have heard other insulting homophobic remarks such as the ones in the video. 98% of gay pupils hear "that's so gay" or "you're so gay" at school. And 97% of gay pupils hear other derogatory phrases such as "dyke" or "puff" used in their school. As we grow up, everybody questions who they are and has to come to terms with things about themselves. It is not fair on anybody to be made to feel inferior every day by hearing this kind of language. This assembly is designed to get all of us changing the language we use and hear every day, because it's offensive.
I'm tired of thinking.
Singer and songwriter Will Young knows all about how words can have profound effects on people. As a gay schoolboy, the word he most wanted to say was also the word he most dreaded.
Just to say gay when you're growing up is a huge admission. And yeah, I had a lot of shame around that. And it was compounded by hearing this misappropriation of the word gay.
The former Pop Idol winner says the word gay is still being used in schools as an insult. He's lobbying the government to change how the next generation use that word. The word gay has evolved over hundreds of years. Etymologists say it was first used in the 13th century to mean happy or carefree. The meaning then shifted to uninhibited by moral constraints. Sometime around the 1920s, it started to be used to imply homosexuality, and by the late 80s and early 90s, it took on negative connotations. And today's dictionary recognises that, defining gay as not impressive, stylish, or attractive. So could having a high-profile campaigner like Will Young reverse the trend?
I think the more we talk openly about gays in society, the less it'll be used as a negative term.
I think it's ingrained in the culture, so it's going to be quite a difficult task to try to get rid of it.
You can't stop something like that. How can you control what people are saying?
But urban artist and poet Richard Harris believes we can be in control of how we use language.
Our responsibility is to really begin to define the word and to really reclaim it as something that isn't used as a negative slur.
Will Young's campaign is building traction. He's had positive talks with Education Secretary Michael Gove and is being supported by other MPs.
Part of the problem is that the word gay in schools is just a sort of accepted word, and people don't think about the harm and hurt that it can actually cause. We want it to be as unacceptable as racism and sexism.
Winning policymakers over is one thing, but the real work will have to be done in schools and playgrounds.
Just think about how horrible and offensive it would be if people used the word black or the word Asian to mean rubbish instead. As you learned back in October in Black History Month, black people, like gay people, have fought for decades for equality, to be treated fairly by society. It is not okay to be racist, so it is not okay to be homophobic. A recent incident in the Celebrity Big Brother house between Alexander O'Neill and Perez Hilton demonstrated how homophobic language is sometimes used in anger, even if you are not personally homophobic as such. It is sometimes used because you might not realise that it's homophobic, and perhaps you hear it from other people. It means you need to think about the words that you use to other people, in order that you can treat them more respectfully. If you're experiencing homophobic bullying, or if you know somebody who is, Or if you're concerned about somebody's use of homophobic language, please report it immediately to a member of staff. You can also go to the charity website for Stonewall if you want to know more, or if you want support with coming to terms with your own identity. My final message to you: think carefully about the language you use, and be yourself, and allow others to be themselves too. Have a great day.